Right.
Alrighty.
Ooh, oh, there it is.
Overwatch tier list. Ranking on annoyance level. S tier being the most annoying to play against, F tier being not very annoying to play against. Um,
Hmm.
and we should probably set the standard that if you are good, like really good at any one of these characters, they're all going to be annoying to play against. Like, just get that out of the way. Like,
Yes,
if
yes.
you're a really, really, really good one trick echo, you're probably up here, right? Like,
Hmm.
but we're just
But
going to
like
go.
overall,
Yeah, we're going
like
with an overall, in
average
general,
player base.
not necessarily like average, but like with your like typical game for your like general rank, which one's probably going to be the most annoying. I know that differs a little bit depending on rank, but we're
Wait, we should
we're
have a fun tier for people that are very fun to go against.
sure we can
F
do
for
that.
fun.
We'll do
F
that
for
next,
fun.
Like,
next time. All right, this is I'm pretty sure I already set up in alphabetical order. So
yeah.
Ana, I will say is really really annoying to play against unless you
As
have
Genji.
Akiriko?
a Kiriko. If you have a Kiriko, then Ana becomes far less annoying. So it really depends on team comp.
Especially with the meta
Um,
right now being
oh
Kiriko.
yeah. Especially with Kiriko being so good right now, so she's being played a lot. um, but Ana, I kind of want to put her in a C, maybe a B.
I might say B because you can't always guarantee that you're gonna have a Kiriko.
Yeah, definitely. And the antis are definitely massive because those definitely can help confirm kills. And on top of that, you can really, really keep even your teammates alive because they give you a healing buff on them, right?
But not only
Yeah.
Not
that,
just the
the
instant healing, but a
heals,
healing buff.
hmm which
Like
applies
the amount
quite
of
to
And
times
everyone
that
healing them.
Mercy and then someone antis
well,
like a
well, on
Roadhog or
top of
like
that, like, do you know how many times like I've played any of these characters and I've been slept in the middle of my ult, and it's like, well, it's like being on Ilios well and being hooked off by Hog in the middle of your ult, and it's like, well, that's all right, all right,
I'm
Ash.
glad I could be one of the most annoying characters for you guys.
Ash, I honestly have never really found Ash to be particularly
Like
annoying.
annoying. So maybe
The
C or
most
D.
annoying thing I'd say is her TNT. Like with
Yeah,
the
the
with the
TNT is annoying.
with the really good ashes, you're pretty much gonna be constantly on fire. But I'd honestly put her C, maybe D.
I actually might say D just overall because
Yeah,
like some of these characters are really annoying.
that's
Hmm.
that's fair. But we'll adjust if needed as we go along. Um,
Hmm.
Baptiste, the
And
only
his
annoying thing.
immortality.
I'd put him in B
Yes,
just for his immortality
yes, I was gonna say that same thing. Is his normal kit.
and his new instant ult.
I've never found anything annoying with like his aura, like his burst healing when he shifts, or his splash healing with his nades, or even his damage.
Hmm.
The most annoying fucking thing is his fucking immortality field, especially if
Yeah,
they're really really smart with it and really good with it, because they
but
can
also no, the
cancel
instant
out a
heal is annoying.
lot. He can shut down a lot of ults with his
Yeah.
Yeah.
immortality field, like almost all
Like
of these he can shut down
Uh-huh.
with his immortality
Just
field.
place it right.
Yeah.
Bastion,
Bastion, honestly, this might just be because I'm a Genji main,
but I
but I
find them
honestly
very
kind
fun
of
to go
think
up against.
C or D.
I
Yeah,
do C.
Because, like, I also play a
if you're a
decent amount of
tank. Oh.
Ramatra and Sigma when I'm playing tank, and
Hmm.
Bastion's not good against those two. Like, I was playing Ramatra against a Bastion earlier today, and we absolutely dog shit on those guys. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh my god. Yeah,
dude, it
girl, you
was
just
it was
demolished them.
it was just an absolute shutdown.
Hmm.
But I
Like if
can see with like certain characters, especially like Monkey or Reinhardt, where
It'd
he
be
he
very fun.
definitely comes into play there. Um,
I'd say like as like a hit scan, like more so, like he can shut me down as Mercy a lot, especially like since I'm a Mercy main. But like I
Hmm.
wouldn't even say he was
well, in
like
that
he's
aspect, honestly, Ash and like Cassidy and Soldier can do the exact same thing, and Soldier
Yeah.
No, that's why
will
I'm
get
saying
there
he's
eventually, but
C.
he
He's not
has
like
auto
higher.
aim.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He's like an actual aimbotter.
Yeah. No, I'd say C's a solid choice.
Yeah,
All right,
Brig.
Brig.
In Overwatch
put
1,
her-
I'd definitely say S tier. Here in Overwatch 2,
600 shield.
I honestly think A or even high B.
I'd say high B.
Because like
Yeah.
with when she no longer has the shield bash for the stun, for me, it makes her far less threatening.
Yes.
Because that was her biggest thing about dive, but now she has a double boop. Right?
Hmm.
So it's like if you're playing like Lucio Brig and like say, I don't know, Ball or even Orisa, like you're just constantly getting booped around. Like you are not gonna have control of your own movement with that comp.
Hmm.
And for
I-
that's probably the main reason why I put her up here is because of the boops.
I think above B because it's not like she's super duper annoying.
The only reason why I might say A as well is because most people don't know how to play Brig.
That's
So
Most
true.
people
so
don't
in
know how
like
to go
low
against
tiers of
Brig.
play, you get these Brig players who don't know how to play Brig and they don't know how to resource manage Brig. So they end up being a throw pick, right?
Mhm.
So I'd honestly put her in A for that reason.
Well, but Rafi and I say B.
Do you guys say
Majority
B?
rules. Well, sorry. I
Yeah,
say B.
I think that above Anna, because
Okay.
unless it's like one of like unless it's like a good like Masters plat player, then she isn't too horrible.
Well, I'd say Brig really
Oh,
starts
obviously
coming
top
into
100.
play in like higher diamond ranks, where that's where you
Yeah.
start really getting people who really
Oh,
know
I
how to
forgot.
play her.
I forgot Diamond was a thing. Okay, I meant Masters Diamond.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's definitely like diamond above. She's definitely up here.
I feel like I need to switch back so I don't blow out your eardrums.
Yeah. Cassidy.
Oh my
Very
god.
annoying.
I'd say A.
I
AS.
The only
No,
thing that
but
I
his
find
stickies.
annoying about Cassidy is his sticky. Because it's such an
I would
easy
say A.
ability and it kills pretty much any squishy as long as he gets literally one shot on him.
Remember the flashbangs.
Okay, no.
We're going right now.
I honestly
yeah.
prefer the flashbangs as Genji because most Cassidys that I faced off against, I either engaged when
Yeah.
after they used flashbang, or I engaged and deflected their flashbang back into them, and it just secured me a free kill. Like I have plenty of plays saved in my highlights where it's just me deflecting a stun into a Cassidy, and me end up team wiping because I accidentally stunned 3 people.
Yeah.
I miss the stun. if
I
I'm being
honestly
honest.
prefer the stun over the sticky nade.
The
Yeah.
sticky's like insta death because all he has to do is like
Yeah,
hit you
one
once.
one shot and then boom.
Yeah, that's literally all you need to do.
It's like,
And then
if
any
they're
person is
they're
off the
really
fight
good,
kills.
they'll time it to where they shoot you just before it explodes, so that way
Mhm.
it pretty much cancels out any healing you might have received.
Yeah. Like
So the
they
only thing that would
also-
stop that is like immortalities
Yeah.
or like a
Like-
Junker Queen shout.
They also will be so like just not nice about it. Like, because they'll sticky you and they'll see you're like half health. They'll just walk away. And there's nothing you can do.
I do that.
Yeah, I've definitely been there where I like shot
It's
somebody
so
once
funny.
and then I threw a sticky and landed it. And like I know
And
their
you're like,
support can't get there,
"Bye."
and I just literally just turn away from them. I'm like, I don't care.
It's so
It's like,
funny.
all right, well, you're dead.
It's like walking away from a literal explosion.
Dude, and
in, like,
it's
an
not even
action
like a
movie.
satisfying kill either. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel satisfying to get those kind of kills, to get sticky kills.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait for like the rework for Cassidy.
Yeah. Doomfist.
Doomfist,
God, I'd put
He
that
can
in an
be
A
pretty
or
damn
S.
annoying.
Yeah, no, because sometimes he doesn't even charge up his punch, and then he just waits for it's on cooldown. And so I'll be Mercy, right? And I'll be like trying, he'll just stun me, and then he'll toss me around like a volleyball. Like this
Okay,
literally
okay.
happened the other day.
good Doomfists, I hate to play against.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
Doomfists,
Bad
I
Doomfist,
hate to
oh,
play
it's
with.
beautiful.
And for
Yeah.
some reason, we always get bad Doomfists on our team. And I'm not sure if
Mhm.
it's just because like I don't know how to synergize with them very well, or if they're just dog shit. But like I have no idea. Like they're just not fun. And when they get the stuns, like Overwatch 2 is supposed to be moving away from hard CC. And we
Yeah.
saw in season 2 when Doomfist got that mega buff, and just like I think it was like 3 days later, and they just nerfed him back to the
Everyone.
ground. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, this is where he belongs.
Mhm.
Keep him out of the game. He's not
Ooh.
good for this game.
Yeah. Diva can be pretty annoying because she not only boops you, but she eats every single freaking nade I chuck.
So
Honestly.
that's for you playing as an Ana player. Me as a
I
Genji
know.
main, I love facing divas because they're just the easiest ult farm. Like they're
The
just
reason I
so
find it
easy to
annoying is
ult
because I
farm.
can't heal you.
Yeah,
Well-
I'd say I'm probably like in the middle of it because like Diva
Well,
isn't.
I'd honestly
hard.
say C because
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to counter Diva, I would say, and to deal with Diva. Like you can go Echo, you can go Genji in certain aspects, Mei, and if you're worried about her eating your heals, you can go Zen, Mercy, Lucio. Like there are options, right?
Yeah. Like if you're Moira against a Diva, that's bad. But
Well, that's mainly bad because she can eat your orbs.
That's
Yeah,
half
that's
of your
it.
kit gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Echo.
Echoes can be pretty annoying because they'll just zip in. Hi.
I've never been too particularly annoyed by Echo
because they
players.
died backline
Yeah.
and you're
Exactly, because they're backline. They
think some
typically are
are
shooting
decent.
backlines. So I'd probably put her
I'd
high
say
C.
B. I'd
You
say
want to go B?
Yeah, low B.
Okay.
Genjis, they're funny to go up against.
You say F, Christ. I'd say like really good Genjis are S.
Yeah.
Your
Okay,
average
okay.
Genji is probably gonna be a high B.
I'd. Cause it
If
really,
they know what they're doing.
yes, yes. Because the Genji plays the assassin playstyle, and in Overwatch 2, and kind of 1, but definitely in 2, the assassin playstyle, especially in Season 1 and 2,
That's
and
crazy.
even 3 right now, people just absolutely hate it. That's one of the main reasons why he got nerfed, was because he could dive backlines really easy, and he had the damage and sustain to get that pick and still get out.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why he was nerfed, especially because of that DPS passive at the time. So after he got that pick, he was now even harder to hit, and he moved faster and reloaded faster.
But like I'd still say he like if you have a Genji who knows what they're doing,
Yes.
very annoying.
Genjis who know what they're doing, I would definitely put A.
So
But,
overall,
like, in
I'd say
general-
B.
The average, I'd probably put B.
Yeah.
Because
Like very low B.
there are so many people who don't know how to properly play Genji, and they're just like, oh, he's a super popular character. I like his play style, but you don't know how to execute that play style. And Genji's not always a flanker. Like sometimes he's a front line, like he's with the team, he's brawling, he's confirming kills. Like there are multiple different play styles with Genji.
And sometimes he's the tank, you know, just deflecting.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
When both
deflecting
healers-
grabs, deflecting, like going in front of a window, a BAP window, and deflecting a fire strike from the Reinhardt.
Oh, that is
And
the
just
best.
Uno reverse carding back into the enemy team and being like, well, congratulations, you just one-shot 3 of your characters.
The best part
So
it
satisfying.
stacks the damage with the immortality since it's gone through twice, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
And further on top of that, Genji, if he has a pocket, it's just GG's. Like if he's got an Ana nanoing him or a Mercy pocketing him, or like
Have fun.
or a Kiriko who's going in with him and Suzuing him, like if you got a really coordinated dive team, it's just game over.
you just described you in every support that we have.
Yes, I did. Hanzo. Honestly,
I can't
I'd
play
put,
sightlines.
honestly,
I'd say
I kind of
C.
put C or D, mainly because
Yeah.
he's projectile.
Yeah.
So
I'd
it's
say C
it's
because
easier to
just
play
the
against.
headshots,
Well,
Say
that's
high
just
C.
when they hit are so.
Yeah.
well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hanzo with his storm arrow has the highest damage output in a short burst out of all the DPS characters.
Yeah.
Cassidy's
Yeah,
close with his right click, but the storm arrow does more.
Hmm. I'd say high C for Hanzo.
I'd honestly rather deal with I honestly think he's on par with these 3.
Yeah.
I'd
Like if you have like an extremely good Hanzo though, I cry. Just cry.
well
But, like,
that
yeah,
can
I'd
be
say
said with
C.
literally every character. If they're really good, then
no,
it's
but
just
like, but like they're like, because if you just peek, it's like a good widow, you know. But like he can actually do shit against like tanks.
yeah, he's like a brawly
But he doesn't
widow.
even have to be out to kill you.
he could just be shooting randomly like Junkrat and get a random pick.
He does. He does. I'd say Junkrat takes more skill.
Junker
I
Queen.
don't know about that one.
You
Junker
actually
Queen.
have to hit stuff.
Yeah. Junker Queen.
Not sure how I feel.
If she lands her combos,
It is quite annoying.
I wouldn't even say like I'm annoyed when a Junker Queen lands her
Yeah.
combos on me.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Just
not.
getting
I'd
yanked.
honestly say D for Junker Queen. Like I've never been annoyed by a good Junker Queen.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
'cause
like the like
it takes so much skill to be good with Junker Queen, and it takes a
Yeah.
really proper like team base, right? And like I've done Junker Queen duels where I've lost, and I've never been like, oh man, that Junker Queen's so annoying. I'm like, damn, this Junker Queen's really good.
Hmm.
Like I've never been annoyed with a good Junker Queen, personally.
yeah, I think like also like tanks don't see her as like a tank. And so they just like go off to the back line, and then so sometimes you're
Yep.
stuck to just 1v1 a Junker Queen.
That's usually what happens. I hate getting yoinked from the back line like a baby from his cradle.
Yeah, but like
It's like,
Hog
come
can do
here.
that too.
But she doesn't
and they go
have
more
she
efficiently.
doesn't have a guaranteed one shot combo. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like what
But
Hog
also-
had in first 2 seasons and back in Overwatch 1
Oh,
for a lot of the
Roadhog
seasons.
is still so annoying.
Yeah. But we're going
Once again, yoinked like a baby from its cradle.
Yeah, but she has to pretty much expend every resource to maybe
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that Junker Queen is definitely a lot better than Roadhog.
Oh yeah.
Roadhog is just like, hi. Yoink.
Put that buddy in A and move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
It's
just-
like-
All right. Y'all know how I feel about fucking Junkrats on the enemy team. And I don't know
Spam?
what it
Spam
is.
pill?
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, it's definitely a skill issue on my part. But for some reason, no matter what I do, he always finds me and solo ults me. I'm not sure if
Wait,
y'all were there
actually,
for
no.
that day
Actually,
where I got
no.
solo ulted 14 times in one day by
Okay.
by Junkrats.
Okay,
I don't think
Crow.
I was there because every time I play with you and there's a Junkrat, they solo ult B because I'm pocketing you. You're like, bro. They-
And
well,
also diving Junkrats, and then some
Yeah.
fucking reason I die to the Marty Dome, and I'm like, God damn!
oh,
But that's the main
hilarious.
reason
I
why I
love
say
that.
skill diff, is because I dive the Junkrat, and then somebody else gets the kill, and I don't get my dash reset or something, and I just am right on top of him, and it's just the Marty Dome dives, like, drops right on top of me. I'm like, well, thanks, you killed me. Oh my god, dude, I've died so many times to that. But
I
it's
love
definitely a
Junkrat.
skill issue on my part.
Junkrat's such a good character.
Kiriko.
Nico, I would say
I'd say A,
I'd say
maybe
A
S.
because
I would
she
say
can
high
just
A at
get
least.
out of
Dude.
any situation. So if you do any
Yeah.
damage, she'll just be like, "Bling."
Dude,
If-
she
Just TPs.
she has
Just-
so many ways to get out and to
Mhm.
like save people and save herself. Like
If
she
she's
has
good
she has a
damage output.
12-second cooldown immortality field
and then a
and
5-second
a free TP out.
Yeah, and the TP can
That also
cleanse.
cancels status effects. Yeah, it cleanses her
Mhm.
as well. So if she's on
Yeah.
fire, if she's stuck with a sticky grenade, if you know, like whatever it may
And then
be,
she-
and it's just boop
she's-
gone.
I think
She's
that they
great
each
healing
would
output, and she also has great damage output. So
Yeah, and the 3
yeah.
times headshot multiplier. Why?
be-
Why?
It's so she can actually fight.
She can already fight.
well, actually, if you don't land headshots with kunais, they're kind of just like ping, ping.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
Lucio.
like taking one of your shurikens and just chucking it. Bonk.
No, they're stronger than my shurikens. That's 2 shurikens. Well, 1.5, but
Pish pot.
Lucio. The only annoying thing I find about Lucio is his
Just getting
boop.
booped.
His
and also
boops.
speed.
Like,
I've
nothing really else.
I've never really complained about there being a Lucio on the enemy team. Like I've said,
Yeah.
like, oh man, this Lucio keeps booping me.
Mhm.
But like even then,
I think
like,
C.
I think C is a safe
I'd say
choice.
C.
Like I don't think he's particularly annoying.
We don't have to talk
Like he
about
can
it.
be really annoying though if he like wall rides around and then speed boost.
Oh yeah,
like,
no,
if
he's
you
he's
have
definitely a
99%.
slippery character, but it's not the
Yeah.
same as slippery like Kiriko, because you can still
Yeah.
kill him pretty
Oh, yeah.
easily, especially if you have like
If you
a hit
focus him.
scan or something, like where
If
they
you
can shoot him
actually
much
shoot him.
easier.
Yeah.
For Jack Dazu.
May, if
Probably
you're a
higher-
tank, if you are a
Yes.
tank, May is the bane of your existence, unless you're like Monkey, in which case you don't care because you jump over the wall, and
Yeah.
the maps that you might get locked in, you're probably not playing Monkey to begin with.
Mhm.
So
I'd say A.
I'd probably say
I'd say
A.
Yeah.
I'd say much
Because
more
she
so
has
than
ice balls. She has
Yeah,
like
the
the ice
cryo
block.
freeze to save
yeah.
herself, which
She
can
is slow. She could slow
yeah,
people down. She
and
could also
the
ice cold
slow,
strike people.
the
Like,
slow is the big thing with her kit. I feel like.
That's the most annoying.
And in
At least we don't
Overwatch
get
1,
frozen
I'd probably put
in
her up here because she froze, but
yeah.
I do miss the freezing though.
yeah. I
With
yeah, it's meh. I don't miss the freezing. I believe May's actually going to be getting a rework as well, isn't she?
she is, I believe.
I
Yeah.
believe there's
Yes.
rumored or
I
they
want to
said they're
play
going to rework them.
Sombra so bad.
Mercy.
I'd say like a good C because really good Mercy players are very slippery little
Here's
suckers.
the thing. Mercy movement before
It's
the rework was absolutely ridiculous. Like if you were looking at like Diamond and above, some maybe Masters and above Mercy players, they were like fucking I don't even know what to describe them. They were just all over the place and you could not hit them. Like period. You could not hit them unless you were a soldier with aimbot.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Or
And
with
Yeah.
a good
even
aim.
now there was a clip of the new rework. I think it was like Emong or something who did or Karq who did a clip of a soldier visoring a Mercy while the Mercy was healing her team and she tanked
Yeah.
almost the entire visor.
Yeah, no, because she has the sympathetic healing now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
as long as she's like healing other people.
And on top of that, she has the potential to hard pocket DPS. And if
Yeah.
there's like a
And
Kree
res.
or a Sojourn and Res, if there's like a Kree or Sojourn or whatever, or a soldier with a Mercy pocket, you know for a fact that it's the
They're
Mercy that you're pissed off at, not that
Yeah.
character. You're like, this fucking Mercy, shoot the fucking Mercy! Ignore them,
Really
shoot the
shooting
Mercy!
I'd
So
say a good B or
that's
C.
why I'd put her in S.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually,
Well,
no, yeah.
especially with her like movement.
With the movement on top of the res plus the ability to damage boost and pockets, it's just
It's
she's up here.
crazy.
She's up here.
Yeah.
Like
Moira.
Moira.
So many times it's hard to. Oh, Moira. Also put that in
She
S tier,
can
bro.
be pretty.
If it's a
annoying. I'd say
TikTok
good
Moira
A.
on your team, up here. However, TikTok Moira becomes less of a problem the higher up the ranks you go. Like she's a massive problem in the lower ranks. So that's why I'd probably put her in A, just because the higher ranks still exist. And
Mhm.
like we don't deal with TikTok Moiras too much. And when we do,
I do.
and when we do, if we call them out, then we pretty quickly adapt. I would say we'll soft engage to like try and wait. All that
I'd
stuff.
also say, is it like the top support player right now? A Moira?
Yeah.
Is
TikTok
it?
Moira? Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
hilarious.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
almost 45,000 healing in one competitive match.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. While still doing damage.
All right, Orisa.
Very annoying.
I'd
Block
say
everything.
probably B, high
I'd
B,
say B. Yeah.
just because you
Fortify.
can't kill her.
Whirlwind.
You can't kill Orisa.
And then she
Like
could
a
just
She
good
doesn't
Orisa.
die.
Yeah.
Especially if there's like a Brig on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If there's a Brig or an Ana, if she's in Fortify and the Ana nades her with that healing boost, she's not dying. Period. It's just not happening. Or if you have a
She can
Kiriko,
take a Pharah alt.
Yeah.
The time she
dude,
gets her
she can
Whirlwind
block an
blade.
entire Pharah ult with her
Uh-huh.
javelin spin.
And she can cancel it with her javelin.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of
Uh-oh.
Pharah, with a Mercy pocket, I'd put her A.
Yeah.
With probably top of like above Junkrat, maybe even above Cassidy here.
Without.
Yeah.
Without a Mercy pocket, I'd honestly probably put her in B, maybe even C. Because like I'm a Genji main, and like even when I'm dealing with Pharahs, if they don't have a pocket, they're so easy to deal with. They are so
Very
easy to
brutal.
deal with.
Yeah.
But
Is
when they
zipping.
have a Mercy pocket and the team's just letting them fly up there by themselves and just it's easy A right here, right? Like
I'd say low A to just counterbalance.
sure, that works for me.
Now this
Ramaj.
honestly not really that annoying.
Oh,
I've-
bro, freaking Q to win.
back in
Well,
season
yeah.
2, Q to win. That was definitely very annoying to play with. But here in season 3 with the 20-second
I
max,
put him in a D.
honestly, even when I've been facing Ramachas recently with that cap, honestly, it's kind of with Junker Queen. Like even the good Ramachas, I'm not that upset with. Like I don't find them annoying.
I do maybe low C though, cause he has
She doesn't
the
like getting annoyed.
gravity. No, but like this applies to Crow too. Like it applies to like every flying character, every mobility character. Because he can just like, yes,
Primarily,
here's the
so
circle.
the way
Get
that I've
grounded.
seen that Graps used is not really. I've almost never seen it to use to pull flying characters out of the sky. I've
Oh
seen
well,
it
I've
used.
seen it many times.
I've seen it used to pull Lucio's off the wall or to slow a dive character like Winston.
But
Like,
I've been
when
pulled many
I've
times.
played-
Securing a
like,
kill.
it looks like to me whenever I've seen it used in a lot of high plays, and when I've used it myself with plays, I use it to help secure a kill because it makes the target easier to hit and it locks them down better.
And
It's
you can
kind of
just
like
run
having
in
a
with
May freeze online them.
Yeah.
And like when I see a monkey dive, I wait 2 seconds and I throw that thing on him, and when he tries to go jump out and he just goes nowhere, dude, it's so funny. It's so funny. He like moves like 3 inches and it's like whoop, and he's just dead. He's just
he's
dead.
which emphasizes my point of him not being in D. I'd probably say low C.
I don't know,
Just
Rappy.
because Miss
I'll
Maybe
put
high
him
D.
I'll put him
High
high D because we're both at D.
Yeah, he's not really that annoying.
Like
unless you
It-
are just stuck.
like even when I'm like a soldier or like a Cassidy, like when he goes into that Nemesis form, I'm like, okay, cool. Now you're even easier to hit.
Mhm.
Cool.
Especially as an Anna.
Like I'm not saying like he's a bad hero. I just don't find him annoying to deal
Yeah,
with
he's not annoying.
personally.
Nah. Reaper.
Reaper,
not
I'd honestly
really.
kind of
Maybe
say
a
the
C.
same. I think somewhere in D, maybe a low C. Like I've never found a Reaper to be particularly annoying, even like really
Well,
I'd
good
say
ones.
low
As a
C just
tank.
because of ult. And then
As-
tank.
The
damage.
Death Blossom, if you know Death Blossom is coming and you're properly tracking ults, it is so easy to shut down a Death Blossom.
Yes,
But also,
except
tank.
when they wait
I
on
know.
it, you know?
Well, like Junkrat can boop, Ana can sleep, Bap can immortality, Kiriko can immortality, Moira can fade, Genji can deflect, Echo can fly away, Orisa can cancel or fortify, Diva can eat the entire thing, Ramatra can go into Nemesis form and block or even put a shield up.
Mhm.
Hanzo
Cassidy
can
can
literally
go.
one-shot headshot him, and so can a Widow when we get there.
Girl, what
Well,
do I do?
You stay away from
You
them.
stay the fuck away from him. That's what you should do.
Oh,
I think that
they
they
ult
Doomfist,
me
probably-
because
Doomfist can even cancel this ult just by punching
Yeah.
him.
I've never seen a Doomfist on my team do that.
Honestly-
I have.
honestly, I think that they need to rework Reaper, if I'm being honest.
I don't think it. They just need to be smarter on how they use the ults. Because
Yeah.
if you are really good with timing, then you can definitely secure at least 2 kills, maybe even more with Death Blossom. But a lot of people use it as the engage, or they like make it super obvious when they're gonna use it. And
They're like,
it's
"When
when
am
it's
I
super
coming?"
and it's when it's super obvious, because you
That's
know
hilarious.
as soon as that Reaper has Death Blossom, you know the first thing he wants to do is press Q.
Yeah.
So
They
it
play
makes it kind of
completely
predictable.
different.
But if you wait for like the Ana to use her sleep dart and then you go in,
Yeah,
it's so
then-
much better.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on the engage with Reaper.
Mhm.
Like, especially with like the new Mercy rework for movement, I've seen a lot of like Reapers wait until my movement is out, and so I'm
Yeah.
Well,
next
yeah,
to
that's
someone.
what I'm getting at. It really depends on
Yeah.
when you're using it and the engage
If-
with it.
If the Reaper has a brain cell, then he can definitely shut you down.
Bro.
All right, moving on.
But most
Reinhardt.
of the time they do. Not really. Then I have him with
Even the
D.
chattiest of Reinhardts that are absolutely
Yeah.
dogging on my team. I'm like, I'd probably put him C, maybe ID.
I
Probably
just don't
high
like getting
D.
solo shattered in the back.
Being
Well, if he's
solo
solo
shat.
shat-
Okay,
like-
being solo ulted in general just fucking sucks. It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily because it's shatter itself. It's because you just got
Yeah.
solo ulted.
Okay, I do want
I
to
just
say
feel-
a camping Reinhardt literally makes me want to cry all the time. He'll just fucking steam engine you from goddamn nowhere. You're just trying to get back to your team.
Dude,
Not
and
a
like
person is in sight.
right.
Like,
I've been pinned by accident so many times with Reinhardt as Genji. Like I should probably start recording clips of the amount of times where I've been pinned by no, like I am so far away from it and I'm like above his head and then it just instant locks me.
or I've been
And I'm like,
scattered
what the
so
hell?
many times while I'm not on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever
It
we
can
play
be a little
Mercy,
difficult to dodge that sometimes.
we play Mercy, we need to make sure that we're in the air at all times.
No,
around the
no,
road.
like I am always in the air, and then a lot of times
Or,
I'll
like
be like,
never touch the ground. Like
No,
that severity.
I won't be touching the ground, and it'll still shatter me.
It
Yeah,
has
also,
it has a
it
fairly
blinds.
generous hitbox when it comes to being above the ground. So Genji needs to be able to he needs to double jump to get over it, and Bap needs to do his full super jump in order to get over it. Right? It needs to be a full. If it's anything short of full, I'm pretty sure he still gets shattered. And same thing with
Yeah,
Genji. If he doesn't double jump and get to like his max height, then he gets shattered still.
Because I've been like in the process of doing like a mercy jump, like a full mercy jump, right? To
Mhm.
like get away from the shatter. And my body has been stunned and it'll just continue up.
At least you go up. I'm stuck on the ground with him.
Well, no, and then I'll land right in front of his face and he'll be like, ooh,
Like,
mercy. And then
hello, a piece of candy.
oh my god, where did you come from? The freaking
Ah.
air where you shattered me from.
It's like, you shouldn't have.
All right, Roadhog.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, now
No.
hear me out.
But then
Back
again, he
in
is a lot
season 1 and
easier.
season 2,
He isn't as
Yes.
annoying now.
he was definitely very, very annoying, and I'd easily go S.
But right
In
now,
my
it's a high B.
opinion, season
I
3,
think B now.
the
being
nerfs,
honest.
in my opinion, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Except that he can't flank anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He can still pseudo one-shot you. Because
If it's good.
if the team's actually paying attention, again, Genji main, the first thing I do when I see a hog land a hook, I instantly swift strike the target. That's the first thing I do. So they're already like quarter health down if they're squishy. Right?
But again, you're focusing on like the teammates and not the actual character.
Yes. But like if you have like a Junkrat and the first thing like what's the first thing you do when you see the hog hook someone? You shoot them where they're going to be landing with the hook, and that's just pretty much going to one tap them right there. Right? And that's like same thing with all these characters. If you're actually paying attention to what the hog's doing, it's still a pseudo one shot because you're still being
But we're
pulled in
talking-
and he's still doing like at least 120 damage to you.
And
Like,
also,
yes, but we're talking
damage
about the
boost from-
specific character. I also say like a lot of like good players aren't going hog as much, and so they
Yes.
aren't like
But, like,
actually
'cause
utilizing.
he's-
A
That's
lot of
crazy
the
anymore.
good players will know when to hook to actually still confirm that one shot.
But they just
Like
aren't
you're just
playing
not
them
you're
because
just
they're
not
better tanks.
hooking full HP targets as much anymore. You still
Yeah.
can, just not as much because you can't confirm the kill by yourself always. Right? Like Cassidy can roll, Moira can fade, Genji can deflect, Ana can now sleep, I believe. Break can now
Yeah.
bash, Suzu
Wait.
punch. Like there's ways to now get away from the hook. That's the thing.
Yeah, or like if he hooks you off the map and then you just go
That's
on a boat
a different
and
story.
then
That ain't
you
changing.
you
That ain't
super
changing
jump
between the
back to-
seasons. That's still a problem.
No,
But that's
but I mean,
that's
like-
why I'd honestly put him at a low A, maybe even a high B. I wouldn't put him in
Yeah,
S
I
for
was
season 3.
no, I was saying high B probably because
I'd put him-
currently just who
But
plays him?
before Roadhog.
Oh,
Well, back in
before
the
Roadhog.
reason- the
Honestly,
reason-
even then, back in season 1 and 2, I'd probably only put him at a high A.
I'd put him at S because of Kiriko. Because then he was basically unstoppable at that
That's
point.
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. Because the
Yeah,
main thing
B
to
is-
shut down Hog was an Ana, and with
Yeah.
Kiriko there, that just pretty much X'd out Ana, and it's like, well, good luck. Go
And
Orisa.
also-
Go Orisa. Hope your DPS are good.
Mm-hmm. And also, if they play corners, then he just never dies.
Mm-hmm. Sigma.
Sigma. Maybe
Sigma.
C.
His rocks are strong.
the rocks are strong with this one. I'd honestly
Defended.
probably put him above Diva,
Diva, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
like I still don't find Sigma that annoying to
Yeah.
play against.
No, I think he's a solid tank that can do a lot of
Yeah.
like.
I've
damage. He
seen
can do,
I've
like,
seen plenty of
stuff,
tier
but-
lists, and Sigma has by far always been like an A tier character, who's always been consistent. He's really good. He's definitely he's not 100% map dependent, but he's a very balanced tank. So and when
Yeah.
characters are that well balanced, you don't feel cheated or robbed when they kill you or when they're like difficult to kill or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sojourn.
Sojourn. A.
Oh my god. S, bro. What are you talking?
I definitely put her top of A or S.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that the railgun didn't change. Because how often are you actually going to be at a full 200 HP? She's obviously going to shoot you once or twice before she shoots that railgun, right? So you're
Yeah.
going to be damaged, and if she lands the headshot, it's still a one tap. Because you're going to be at like 190 or 180.
The fact that I can go from support to instantly dominating a Sojourn is just what I find annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't seem like there's any, like, skill in it.
And I think, I
It's like
honestly think they
Cassidy's,
need...
nade.
I honestly think they just need to put like a cooldown on railgun.
Or remove headshots.
That would
God,
also
the
do it.
headshots.
That would also do it. If they removed either the damage boost or the headshot capabilities, or
Then,
even
yeah.
both, then I think it's fine because you can get good Sojourns can get railgun really really fast, and that rail shot, that hit scan rail shot, pretty much just confirm kills for you because it does like 130 to body, and it's like. I don't know, like I don't know.
And
You can cross map with it too. Like it's just a better Widowmaker, especially in season 1 and 2. All right,
No,
Soldier.
Not really too annoying.
Yeah, he's
Unless he's all the way in the back and he's just shooting you all the time, just standing
if you're
still.
running like dive or even rush, soldiers just essentially do nothing against that comp.
Yeah.
Right? He's definitely a poke hero, and I've never found him too particularly annoying, except for when he's like being comboed with like a BAP window or a Kiriko Kitsune when he's using his visor, and then it's just like, well, I guess we die.
Oh, what about the soldiers that the second they take an ounce of damage, they immediately start booking it?
That can
Dude,
definitely be annoying.
I hate
Best
how
ability in the
cheap
game.
they are.
Sprint.
Run.
I don't think
Run.
I can give too much of like an analysis on Soldier because I mainly play Mercy, and he's like the hard counter for Mercy.
Well, like
so
his
Wait.
healing field is good, but it's not great.
Just
Like,
Yeah.
as a Genji,
so
I can
something.
still pretty easily kill a soldier when I dive him, even with his healing up.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And
he's
as
not
Ana-
much of a threat. And as
Yeah.
Ana, you can win quite a bit of duels with your anti-nade and sleep dart up. Like, even against his healing field and his helix rocket. So, honestly, I'd probably put him... I honestly think he's more annoying than Hanzo, personally, but I don't think he's that annoying.
Sombra. A.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
put her up here. Being hacked and not being able to use your abilities, and especially back when you were able to like double or even triple hack people, dude, it's just so bad. Like, people want to be able to use their abilities, and just saying no to that. And on top of that, her ultimate does like what 40% of somebody's HP now, or still. It's like why? And
I
Remember
could just get
Overwatch
hacked
1?
out of the sky, and then I just
I
fall.
love doing that.
you can also see in a lot of like Overwatch League things, they run a lot of or not necessarily Overwatch League, but a lot of like higher up Overwatch where they're permanently invisible and they're just constantly spying on someone. So if you're running a proper dive, you always know where the Zen is, where the Ana is, so they know exactly where to dive, and you can combo it super well to where it's just an instant pick, and it's just an instant win because you're full dive and you've already gotten to pick on the enemy teams as long as it's coordinated properly. And even if it's not a perfect dive, you're still pretty much guaranteed that kill. Unless they throw every single fucking resource they have into keeping that character alive.
Which is going to distract them from the rest of
Yeah,
your
in
team.
which case they've just used all their abilities to counter your dive, and now it's just a fucking brawl. But
And you can
your
just
team is now
teleport out.
always... But now your team is down with all their cooldowns. So, yeah. I'm tempted to put her up here in low S, honestly. Actually, I'm just going to put her up here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Damn. Not
Oh my god, put that.
not too crazy, but still pretty crazy.
I swear to God, why is it so difficult for people to shoot fucking turrets? Is it really that
Especially
hard?
the tanks.
Is it really that hard?
They'll just walk through it, and then you'll be like, bro, I can't heal you that much.
Yeah, no,
Shoot
it's
the turret.
shoot the turrets. Shoot them. It's not difficult. Speaking of,
Right.
Oh my god.
If it's a turn that's just getting healed and sitting there healing his turret, super fucking annoying.
I'd
So
say below
annoying.
cast, or I'd say more lower than that.
Yeah.
But definitely
I
in
definitely
A.
put these guys like mirror each other. Like they're pretty much the same. I definitely agree if the Torb's just sitting there repairing his turret and nobody once again, nobody apparently can know how to fucking shoot a turret. I don't know why, but it's like it's the most it's the best player on the enemy team is the Torb turret.
Is this turret? Yeah.
Like oh my
But if
god.
you gave the Torb turret its personal shield, just turn it into a tank at that
Dude,
point.
honestly, dude, go back to
If you
OG.
run,
Go back to OG Tor, where they have to actually upgrade it,
yeah,
and he has armor that he needs to throw on the ground, dude. I love
that
that
was
Tor.
very
That was
fun.
the only time in Overwatch 1 that I played Torb was his original, like his OG playstyle, where he threw armor packets on the ground. I always give it to my support, because back in those days you didn't have roll queue, so you had to thank the person for going support for you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I miss old Sim with her tracking beam. It was just
oh
so
my
much
god.
fun.
Dude, no, no.
It was so much fun. I
Dude,
missed that.
no, that's so bad. Dude, she's
Playing
still
as her
bad with
and
that fucking beam. No skill character right here. Both of
no,
these.
it's just
Both of
fun.
these. No skill characters.
They were fun. I felt like I was playing Portals.
Tracer,
Alright,
I'd say
Tracer.
mid B.
S
S.
is super annoying.
Mid B, bro.
I
Like
Well,
just your average Tracer, though.
average tracer lower, but a
most
good tracer is just going to be pinging you in the bum no matter where either of you
I
guys go.
I'd say because she's kind of similar to Genji in this aspect, but she has a lot more self-sustain and she has a lot more survivability than Genji. And
Yeah.
she's a lot lower risk for a higher reward for the same general play style as
Yeah.
Genji. So in that instance, I'd put her in like a low A. Just because of that, like she's got the recall.
And then you have like a pulse bomb, and then you put it on one of your teammates, and then they walk backwards into you,
Yeah.
and you're like,
The thing is that it's pretty easy to like just shut down a tracer or make it hard for her to get any value. Especially with like Cassidy, Torb, Junkrat, sometimes even Mei. If Ana can land her sleeps, Bap with his immortality field, Hanzo one shots, Kiriko with a one-shot melee combo, and same thing with Ashe. It's technically a
love
one-shot
doing that.
melee combo. So like there's definitely counterplay to Tracer, which makes her easier to deal with. Not necessarily less annoying, but it's like it's easier to deal with her.
Still very annoying.
okay, put
Widowmaker.
S, bro. Or maybe
I'd
high
put her
A.
below Sojourn.
Hmm.
And honestly, I'd rather deal with a Widowmaker than a good Widowmaker than a good Sombra, I think. Actually, no. I'd rather deal with a good Sombra than a good Widowmaker. I take that back.
Yeah.
Because then the
Just
Sombra
because-
is gonna one shot you and take you out
Well, like
immediately.
I'm a Genji main, so it's like as long as I can also land heads, like it's just an easy one-shot deflect, right? But Sombra takes that away from me, especially on dive. But
No,
the main thing
Widow
is that
shuts
Widow.
down your entire support system.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Is that if Widow lands that easy pick on that support character, then it's just like, well,
I have PTSD now. Thank you.
yeah, don't worry. The
Like,
TikTokers are telling me to play corners. All right, well, what else? When am I gonna play the game then? If I'm just playing corners, like if they're not
Yeah.
running dive and they have a Widow, like when am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do? Like,
Have faith
if
just
I'm
to
not
fix
playing,
enough.
if I'm not playing Genji, or if we don't have like a way to deal with the Widow, or if we're not doing full dive and we can't dive the Widow.
Do
It's
people
like,
know that you
what-
have
what are
to
we
leave
supposed to
the
do?
corner every once in a while?
All right, Le Monk.
I'd
probably
say like
C,
B.
Yeah. C.
I'd say B.
The low
B?
B.
Really?
Just like for all supports, he's very annoying.
He just goes zap zap, and then you run
That's-
away from him.
Like low B, yeah.
If he's like not being dealt with, sure, but
Mhm.
like it really depends, honestly.
Which who's gonna deal with him? The diving Genji, the tank that's always ass on our team.
Dude, Genji, even especially in Overwatch 1, Genji can 1v1 a Winston and win.
But you're
reliably.
diving.
Not always.
Like-
There have been plenty of times where like I've been Genji and the Widow's jumping back, or the Monkey's jumping back, and I just, all right, turn around. Like,
I don't think we have to talk about the next guy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
bull.
got you.
Bro, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get that
Okay,
shit
back to
out of
Winston.
here.
Back to Winston.
Back to Winston. But like, if the team's running full dive and it complements the Winston, then he definitely goes up. But I honestly feel like he's more of a high C.
There's definitely counterplay to him.
Yeah, and like if you have like a Reaper or a Bastion on your team, or
man.
even like a Ramatra or Sigma, or even especially Diva as well, she's really good against Monkey. Like, he just gets shut down, and he literally can't dive you. He's a little bit better against Sigma, but if that Sigma lands the rock, like I've landed rocks when monkeys have tried to jump away, and it's just now he's just dead, right? Like
Monkey's been grounded.
and it's
No-
the same
no
concept
space for
with
you,
the
Monkey.
with the Ramatra with his grasp, right?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty easy to punish a diving monkey in
Well,
Overwatch.
no, it's just like the amount of
Xanor.
times, because like
Yeah.
it's easy to punish, but he goes unpunished so
Yes.
often.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless you're playing
So I'd keep it there.
Okay,
comp.
sure.
And people
Like,
want
yeah,
to
unless
win.
like
Zarya.
Hey.
Here's the thing that a
low
lot
end.
of people don't understand is that you really
Don't
need to
shoot
track.
the bubble.
No. You can shoot the bubbles if you're targeting the Zarya, because a Zarya will go down very, very easily and very quickly if you shoot them. But you have to make the call to shoot them. Otherwise, you've just given them full charge, and you're not actually trying to focus the Zarya.
Yeah, and then she is full charge, and then she's just
And now she's just
annihilating
gonna
your
walk through
entire
your team. Yeah, now she's just gonna walk through your team.
Like if you start off right with
Yeah,
a Junkrat versus a Zarya,
That Junkrat's gonna
Yeah.
feed her charge so fast.
that's what I mean, bro. Like,
But here's the thing. There's two super easy ways to deal with Zarya. You ignore her,
Or
you focus her. And
Yeah.
people don't typically do either. And then she gets
Usually-
full charge, and then she just runs through your team. Like,
Honestly, I think Bastion is pretty good against
Bastion's
Zarya
good just because of how
the
fast he can
second that
pop the
she's
bubbles.
done-
He can pop the bubbles really fast.
And the second that that's done, then she's just like
she's a mere mortal.
she's just a beam
Yeah.
at that point.
And furthermore, a lot of Zaryas mismanage their bubbles.
Yeah.
And like I can't tell you how many times I've seen a
Yeah.
Zarya use both their bubbles before the fights even start, and I try and make the call like, hey, Zarya's got no bubbles, kill the bitch, and then she just walks away, and then we've taken too long, and now she has another bubble, and then now once that bubble's gone, now she has full charge.
I have witnessed that a lot
Yes.
of times. Kill
Yes.
the Zarya. I'm
That's
like,
what I'm
I-
Zarya no
Hey,
bubbles,
yeah.
shoot the motherfucker like. So I
And then
probably
it's
put her
funny 'cause
high
you're
B.
Talking to two supports.
Yeah, no, it's really funny because I'm typically playing with support characters, so it's like I'm trying to make the call to other
Bubble.
support players. One of them's a Mercy. It's like they can't shoot the bubble.
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna
It's
do?
just it's just
Bro,
me.
like just for you, I'll take out the Glock.
Crow. It's all up to the grandmama.
It's all up to the grandmama. So I honestly put her like somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
it's-
say higher, but yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
probably put her honestly
Below.
above. It really depends.
Okay.
Like, the thing is that you can actually kill a Zarya. You can't kill an Orisa.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it seems like you can't kill Zarya though with your team, but
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, most of the time not really too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Bro, I like how I'm casually dying.
No,
It's
Don't
like,
worry,
you haven't been, like,
don't
mute
worry, my
mic.
voice
Oh
is
my
going.
god, this is...
Cindy, if you really want to say that, aren't we all technically casually dying?
Yet all
No,
casually
we're
regenerating, yeah.
technically all degrading.
Well, we're slowly
What
deteriorating, but
happens
also
if-
slowly regenerating, and it's not till we get to I think
Yeah.
our mid 40s to early 50s to where we actually start to degrade slightly faster than we can repair itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that takes quite a few years, and it also depends on your own personal health and all that stuff. And
Oh,
that.
wait, but like
For
gray
eating
hair.
donuts every single day.
Hey, I do eat donuts every single day, bitch. Okay?
And you're
Alright.
still that skinny? What?
back to
I have a god tier metabolism, okay?
same,
I
same,
thought that you
same,
said you
I-
have paid when
same,
you
same,
eat.
same.
No, I don't work out.
Just
Hey.
three skinny fuckers in the chat. Yeah, we got
Basically.
it.
Bro, hey, you're not skinny. Well, you
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like you're like
Skinny ripped. Don't worry.
Yeah, big boy.
All right,
Big-
I'd say
Zenyatta,
low
Zenny
B
boy.
because
Low
it
B?
varies.
High B, bro.
Dude, I'd put him in low A.
Yeah.
Just because his Discord orb becomes
Yeah,
worse
it's big tank.
than Mercy's damage boost.
Yes.
Once
'Cause it
you
doesn't matter
hit
what
high
you're-
plat, even low diamond, I'd say. And it's not even taking that much skill. You can literally just throw it on the tank and they die.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're
Yeah.
running like Hog, Orisa, Zarya, like these tanks that don't have like very easy ways to like get rid of the Discord orb.
Like, cause
They
I'll
just-
turn
they just
away
get
for a
shredded.
second.
For
I'll turn
any-
away for a second from the tank to like heal a DPS, and I come back and they're instantly dead
Yeah.
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
of that just Discord orb.
Yeah, it's
Any
really hard.
tank is
It's really
gonna
hard
just
to
die.
save people who are getting focused if they have a Discord arc. Actually, I'll correct myself. You can't save people unless you're this character. Where'd he go? This character or this character, and
Yeah,
you only
honestly-
save them for a few seconds, which could be enough, but it's not always gonna be enough.
You always
Yeah.
start doing damage boost bastion, chuck orb on there, hack a freaking ball.
That's hack.
Just make their
Well,
life.
what you can do
a
is you can
living
go
hell.
either Mercy Zen, which is a horrible healing combo. You definitely shouldn't do that. Probably
Yeah.
better
I
to go
have
like
damage
a lot.
output.
yeah, we've seen a lot of those comps recently, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a better comp is either Bap Zen or Ana
Lucio
Zen.
Mercy?
Oh my gosh.
No,
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
no.
Just
Sorry, I
stop.
had to.
But like if you go Bap window with Zen Discord Orb and you have like a Bastion there or a Cassidy
Oh
and they're
yeah,
just
that.
pinging people from across the map, dude, they do so much damage. They'll do so much damage.
Honestly, isn't Zen a good pick against Zarya? Yeah. Well,
Against
Zen's good
Zarya,
against any tank.
Zarya's good
Against
against,
my
or sorry, Zen's good against most tanks. I think he definitely struggles against certain tanks more.
Yeah.
Primarily, I'd say like Rhine or Sigma, potentially even Monkey and
Yeah.
Diva.
Yeah.
Diva mainly because of the Matrix, and Monkey mainly because he's diving the back line. And he's typically going to be weaving in and out of his bubble, so it makes it harder for that Discord to actually apply because he's not actually getting hit, the bubble's getting hit.
Yeah.
And
I've seen a lot
Sigma...
of monkeys just shredded though.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, right. Like it's definitely a skill matchup,
Yeah.
and definitely based on team coordination. Sigma's got that kinetic grasp going for him, and he's got that shield, and he can still shoot with his shield out. So
Mhm.
he's got ways to deal with the Zen. Reinhardt a little less so, because
Yeah. He just
he
holds up his shield.
has to hold up his shields, which kind of locks him down. While with
Yeah.
like Sigma and even Ramatra too, they can still be shooting back when their shield's up.
Yeah.
And like if I'm Ramatra and I go into my Nemesis form and my shield's up, or if like the Zen's in that grasp thing, it's honestly pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
He can't boot me
It's-
far enough out of my punch.
Zen's like that character that's like the glass. He is the glass.
He is the
cannon.
glass cannon. Like there's definitely ways to deal with Zen, but like with
Yeah.
that
I
Discord
should
orb,
become a Zen main. Aren't all like the high level players like saying they should like rework his stuff too, just because
Yeah.
of the Discord?
Well, like especially the high level tank
Yeah.
character.
yeah,
Especially-
definitely.
Yeah.
The balls do not get a say.
No.
The wrecking balls. do
Dude,
not get a
I
say.
just love it when I'm like playing with you, rapping. You go Sombra against the ball, and they just start calling
Dude,
you shit.
I
And it's like,
Oh,
oh,
I
you're so
love
toxic.
it.
I'm like, dude, you would fucking ball. You've got no right to say any shit from somebody going
Sydney,
Sombra.
I don't think you've seen how many times I've gone Sombra.
Dude, it's
against
every time.
balls.
Every time I'm playing with
I-
Rappy and he goes Sombra against the ball, they just immediately start shit talking him. And it's like, oh, you're
Oh,
so
yeah.
cringe. You're so toxic. Oh,
I
you're
get called
dog
a
shit.
beta.
He did get
Oh,
called a beta
yeah.
once. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was so hilarious.
Who's the one shitting on your forehead?
Well, who's the one shutting who down? Hmm.
Dude, I am so spiteful when it comes to balls that I will hack them. I'll EMP, then hack them again.
Yeah, as you should.
I can't do the third.
If you
thing,
go
but I
ball
can
or
at least do
Doomfist,
two.
you do not deserve to play the game.
Oh my god.
Period.
Your fun rights have been revoked.
All right, how we feeling about this tier list? Do we want
I
to
feel
make some
pretty good.
any minor adjustments here or there, or are we feeling pretty confident about this?
I really like how not a single character is an F.
Yeah.
Well, there's not really like
Well,
any
this is
characters
yeah.
that are like they aren't annoying to play.
That's
Here, I
just
got
a
you.
little troll
There.
on that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
boom.
Hey, you didn't do
Problem,
shit.
problem
Ruffy.
solved. Boom.
You're
I
welcome.
take credit.
He took. Oh,
I
look,
am
he's
a
controlling the
co-founder.
mouse right now. Ooh.
Oh
Uh-huh.
wow.
All right, but
Uh,
I like this. I think this is pretty
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's that many like hot takes in this.
Yeah.
Some of these things I might boop up or down one or two places, but I think in general this is a pretty good tier list. I know there's probably plenty of people who would like bump Genji like up here,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
or like even Winston up here, but I feel like those are mainly like the lower elo characters who like don't know how to properly deal with these characters.
Do you see they don't shoot the Genji?
Yeah, people learned even in season 1 before he was nerfed that if you
Mhm.
just
You know?
shoot him, he
These
dies
guys.
and fast.
Yes.
And
He
now they
dies
don't shoot him,
really
and I'm
fast.
angry.
It's those games where you don't shoot the Genji. That's when he runs away with them. Even
No,
Yeah.
it's
like mediocre Genjis will run away with them
Yeah.
if you don't look at them. And I
'Cause I
definitely
know, like-
shouldn't be saying this online. Where it's like, oh, if you just shoot the Genji, done.
No, no, because
you are
it'll,
a Genji.
it'll be a
Because I'm the Genji
double-edged
main and I'm
sword.
gonna have to deal with it.
It'll be a double-edged sword because you just be like deflect.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
like,
but like there's if you start shooting him and he pulls out his deflect, oh hey, stop shooting.
And then one of
Or
them, you
if you're
start
like
shooting after.
this character, or like this character, or like this character, or like this character, or like this character, or hey, maybe even this character, this character, this character,
If I'm
sometimes
being
even
honest-
this character, this
if I'm being
character.
honest, any character in here,
Half
if they
the
shoot the Genji,
characters, they can still shoot the Genji while he's deflecting.
No, yeah,
even
but
Mercy can destroy a Genji if they want.
sometimes,
If they're landing their shots, yeah.
depending.
Mhm.
Like I've seen, like even just today, because we were in a game, right? And so there was a nano bleeding Genji going after Crow, and then Crow got him down to 1, and then he was screaming, just like the Genji's 1.
Well,
then
like
we all
the
got
Genji was nanoed, right? But I got him down really low, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, anybody shoot him? He's 1 HP. The nano boost
Mhm.
isn't that strong. You can still kill him. You just need to kill him fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he got healed by the time I would have taken beat to switch to my Glock. So
Well, here's the
I was
thing.
like,
I
what?
don't think he's talking to you. I think he's talking to
Bro,
literally.
He's talking to
Well,
the freaking universe.
she's the
It's
only one in
just
the
us and
Discord,
Nicole.
and I'm not in the team chat usually. So
Well,
it's
so
really just me
you-
screaming while Sydney's listening.
Yeah.
It's like, just shoot him! Shoot him! He's
Yeah.
won!
Yes.
I think that whenever we do that, we're just like hoping in our hearts that our teammates will hear.
Dude, the
like the ones that
funniest,
aren't
oh
in the
yeah,
call.
dude, the funniest thing in the Genji versus Genji matchup is when this doesn't happen often, but it has happened to me, where the enemy Genji pulls blade, and I just like wait for him to swift strike at me, and I deflect like 2 of his shots, and I swift strike out, and now he's wasted his entire blade. Or I kill him before he kills me
Yeah.
without blade, and then I pull blade after. So I beat him in the duel while he has blade out, and then I pull my blade. Hasn't happened often, but it has happened, and it's fucking hilarious. It's such an ego boost.
I like to see who the Genji is going after so that I can specifically heal them so the blade will like wear out faster. You know?
It is
like,
quite evil.
yeah, because it'll just be like healing this one person, and the Genji's like, "Why won't you die?" Like, and then they'll finally like die.
Blade is one of the most frustrating things ever, because if the team is paying attention, you can actually heal through blade.
Yeah.
You can't heal through nano blade as easily, but you can still do it. I've seen clips of top 500 and like grandmasters and masters player shutting down blade just by healing the target he dove, not immortalitying, just healing.
Just yeah.
And it's like so hilarious.
It's just it's like very flimsy. It's like you might as well be smacking him
the
with
description,
a noodle, a pool
you
noodle.
pull out a deadly melee weapon. It feels like a fucking Nerf sword, like like without nano or a mercy damage boosting you. Honestly, over half the time, it just feels like you're hitting somebody with a Nerf sword.
Yeah.
Like I might as well be Tor pulling out the hammer.
Um,
Oh, they'd have changed.
In which
Hunter's
case, you kind of
Dragon.
already have your own nano because you have that overdrive.
my favorite thing to do as like Kiriko or something is like if there's like just a Genji diving you with blade or like a Rhine trying to like just steam engine you,
Hmm.
you just teleport. Like
Or
and then
you'd be
boom,
a
that's
Chad, and
that
you chuck
dashes.
the immortality, and you go right through. The amount of times I've sat still, stared at the Reinhardt, and chucked it down, and just turn around as he smacks his face in the wall. I'm like,
Well, like it's
it's
just
so
so
good.
funny. Like, because specifically if like a Genji is like uh blading and you're like Kiriko, right? And you just teleport out and you were the only one he was going after over there. It's
It's
wasted.
so
Like you
nice.
don't
Yeah,
have
no.
like you have to wait for the swift strike to come back
If
up.
if you know how these characters work, then you're probably you can literally shut down pretty much anything. If
Yeah.
you know how Nano Blade works, or just Blade in general, you can really easily play around it, as most of these characters. And like with Zen, if you land, I have been juggled by a Zen before while blading. It's very
It's
embarrassing to
so
say, but it has
annoying.
happened before.
Oh, it's happened to me like twice. I hate it. He's just like back, and I'm like,
No, the non cooldown Lucio boop that sends you even farther and does 50 damage per kick. The amount of times I've seen Zens not reload or just stop shooting and just decide to fucking kick someone to death because they can't hit them is
It's
ridiculous.
so funny.
I see it so
It's
often.
so
If
funny.
there's a Zen, I will probably see it at least once that match.
Wait. If we ever get Elios, we need to have a Zen and
Oh my
Symmetra
god.
teleport the Zen behind him,
And then
just
boop them
boop him
all
in
in.
there.
That would be
Bruh.
hilarious. That'd be hilarious to do.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't expect
Speaking
it.
of eating donuts every day, I'm gonna go for my second one.
I've already had two.
Oh,
All right. But I think that concludes the tier list
yeah,
with
yeah.
a little bit of banter talk and side talk.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yes, yes.